Sitting back plotting, jotting information on my nation. Really started from the bottom, boy, cotton. But they still planting plantations, we keep buying in. Close-minded men, products higher than the prices on your Pradas and Balenciagas. Balance my soccer with the Henny Agua. Me and my niggas trying to eat you pussies empanada. The flow like plenty lava, with just a penny I can multiply my worth and make you work for me for 20 hours. I swear these niggas love to copy, thanks for listening. Nigga, they been the same since Biggie smacked me at my christening. Watch what you dishing in, please play it safe, cause your position on the top is switching right in front your face. Rockin' wide in space with rhymes, I'm busting now. Keep ducking down, got some missiles now, headed for your house. So put the pistols down, got that red dot on your nose. Who put the clown out like jaws like the blue nose foes. Keep your mouth closed or you can see the
Hey everybody, welcome to the first week edition of the Punchmans Report. My name is Rusty Seabutter.
And I'm Jimmy Burrito.
And we're very excited to bring you all the action, scores, recaps, highlights, bloopers, whatever, from week 1 of divisions 9A and 8 in the REL division. Or league, or conference. REL conference. Conference sounds right.
Yep.
Yeah. So how you doing, Jimmy? How was your game this week?
It wasn't great. Had a wolf get retired. Got agi busted by some jerk tackle guard goat, but
Wait, the other one?
Yeah, the other one. He got agi busted and I fired him and
Oh dear.
started over. So now I got a new wolf, Paris Stilton. That's a good one.
It is a good one.
And I fired all my zombies, all my trophies, and I'm gonna ride that bye week and hopefully I get MVP on that fresh wolf. And I armor busted some crazy Minotaur with Claw Mighty Blow, Piling On, Juggernaut. That was a terror.
Yeah, I remember that Minotaur from last season.
Yeah.
So, good. Thank you. I still have to play them.
So now he's an AV7 big guy.
Did he keep them?
Last I checked, yeah. But I haven't checked.
Well,
he shouldn't, I'd say.
He should not for much longer. He won't keep
As Metal said in Discord, when he saw the report, he said, I did him a favor.
Yeah, he's been attached to that thing. That thing was crazy. The Piling On. Man, when I played him, he blitzed like 70% of his turns with it.
Yep. This is Test Trail's Chaos Team Scholarly Gents in Real 4. But yeah, he first turn blitz with that guy every turn. I fouled him on turn 2 and took him out of the game. But yeah, I was like prepared for that.
Eventuality.
Kind of known for it, yeah.
Oh yeah, that thing's a nightmare. So thank you again. That's very helpful.
Yeah, but lost a wolf on it, so.
Yeah.
So now I'm down to two.
I don't really mind that either.
With 8 SPP combined on both of them, and one block. That's it. Ugh.
When do we play? You're gonna have that. That wolf's gonna be like level 6 by the time I get to you.
I have Moniker's Humans next, so
Ooh.
after my bye week.
Well, I had Moniker's Humans first, and it was awful. No, I mean, I feel like it was a pretty good game that a few really bad mistakes on my part let it get away from me, and then as the game started getting further away, I started getting drunker and more angry, and that didn't really help anything, and he ran away with it. I tried to pull off kind of the miracle 2 touchdown second half to tie it, but it wasn't going to happen. So, good game to Moniker. He's got a hell of a team this season. I believe right now he's in the process of doing kickflips all over Havoc and his orcs. Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, the human getting walloped in our title card is Moniker.
It is Moniker. His Drakewald Day Laborers.
Yeah.
Same colors. Got the little hammer on the helmet. The whole 9. All right. I guess without much further ado, let's start diving into scores. Now, the way we normally do this, guys, is we'll start with 9A each week, and then we'll do Division 8 after a little bit of highlights. We do have a highlight for you this week that I put together. I'm a little rusty, but I'm getting back into flow.
No, you're regular rusty.
I know. I'm a little guy. And then yeah, so we'll start. We'll go through your scores. We'll do spotlights on a couple teams. This week we might be short a spotlight or two just because there's not quite enough development to talk about. But normally we'll try to get 2 teams, maybe 3 on a special occasion and then we'll go into picks. And then later in the season we'll start doing things like leaderboards and Hall of Fame and all of that. Yeah. So that's the normal flow of things. That's how we do it around here. So, I guess without further ado, let's dive on into the Amazing A's.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Week 1.
And I have to quickly jump past week 2 because they're already playing their games. So good on you guys for being proactive.
Yeah.
We would have recorded on Wednesday the way we normally did. Maybe we wouldn't have that, but I had to go out. People were in town. All right.
Living the high life.
That's right. So as we can see, Mike and his Great Cold Ones, they got their bye.
Yep.
I'll just take a look real quick and see. Looks like the runner got one of the MVPs and the lineman.
And leveled. Yeah, that runner got 8 SPP, so he got a touchdown and an MVP.
Ah, beautiful.
So good for him.
Good for you.
Next up, we got Mainland Creepers versus Orcsploitation Cinema. 2-1 win for the Creepers.
Yeah, and this is a big win for Underworld. Orcs are a pretty tough draw for them most times. But it's a good coach for this team. Who's the Mainland Creepers coach? Yeah, so the Creepers coached by Wedge stole the win with 5 armor breaks versus 17 on the Orc side.
Yeah.
And then the Orcs, look at that, they got the Black Orc MVP, which is massive early on in new development.
Yeah, looking at 11 out of 16 SP already.
Well, and if you look at the SPP take before we jump into the statistics a little bit more, this is a heck of a spread for an Orc team. 2 4-point players, which means they both, 2 Terror Crews and Keanu Orc Reeves both walking away with injuries. Samuel Orc Jackson too. Either that or someone got an interception, but I doubt it. Lee Orc Neeson getting that touchdown, and then Sylvester Orc Stallone 9 points, which is a big day. Big day for a Black Orc.
Yeah, if we jump into the statistics, you can see that the Creepers got 7 casualties sustained. Yeah.
Well, that was good for the second best Week 1 injury total in all of Rel, Orcsploitation Cinema, with the 7. I think only Necromantic Newbies, or one of the Necro teams, had 8 in Week 1. So he was in second place, but without having all of the games played in Week 2, he is now firmly in first place with 12. So he's off to the races with this Orc team.
All those Kaz though, and the only permanent injury was a lineman with a niggle. He's got a miss next game Goblin, but so what?
Yeah, I mean, that's what Goblins are for, is miss next games.
Yeah. So I guess he will have to replace that lineman eventually. That kind of sucks to have one of your limited 3 strength guys have a niggle, but yeah, and all things considered, came out of it with a win and no real permanent damage.
Yeah, 2 scores on 50 yards rushing, which isn't even a lot of rushing for 2 scores. And only the KO inflicted. The only notable armor break the whole game off those 5 armor breaks was a KO.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a little hard to say. 31% ball possession. He must have stolen a ball.
Yeah,
at some point and scored. Like that's got to be what happened.
25% in opponent's half, 6%
right.
in own half. Yeah.
Yeah. So on his drive, he moved up quick, and then he manages to steal or score real quick on a maybe at the end of the half or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, good show. Anything on the back end? 47 blocks sustained. It's not what you want as Underworld, but again, no serious. Yeah, nothing serious out of it. So watch out, everybody. There's a new Underworld team in town.
Moving on to the next game, we got a tie between Battle Brothers and O Comrade, Where Art Thou?
Yeah, I was excited for this game. I watched this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rain seemed apropos for this game. It was a sloppy, messy affair with the ever feared Breton team versus the even more feared Kislev team. And honestly, both teams played reasonably well. I will say I had one point I wanted to make as a piece of advice to coaches for "O Comrade, Where Art Thou?" You had a lot of opportunities to foul through this game, where you had multiple people around, or even multiple guys marking the ball, and then a free lino kind of at the end of your turn set. Try to remember to take those shots, because getting removals against a team like the Bretts who do foul can be a big advantage for you.
I don't imagine Kislev as a big fouling team usually, but I guess if opportunity presents where you're all surrounding a guy and you have a, like a 4+ opportunity, I guess it's hard to turn that down on a good piece.
Yeah, and I don't know that they were 4+ opportunities so much, but they were, solid 6 or 7+ opportunities, at least a couple times in the game, where they had someone down, had people around, and he could have, and there was like already an armor break, right? Like it was already a stun, so all he had to do was come in and flip that into something better. But I remember when we came in to Rel, we weren't really all that accustomed to fouling either, because we had been playing kind of in gentleman leagues, and and that goes away real quick when you start getting stepped on 5 or 6 times every game.
Learn.
But yeah, the Bretts had a very effective opening drive. They scored. They did score a little earlier than was kind of optimal, but they did manage to prevent the break point at the end of the half, so they took that 1-0 lead into the half, which is excellent. And then, in the second half, "O Comrade, Where Art Thou?" had a nice mobile offense, but the Bretts were able to kind of bottle them up just past the half. Luckily, the Kislev avoided kind of a disaster on the sideline, and they took their shot at T16, and Snakes on a blitz GFI basically saved their day. Like, they were running away from the group. Battle Brothers got somebody over on that blitz, had to make a GFI to do it, and he snaked it. And then that was that. Just ran the ball in on turn 16. So, good, exciting, sloppy, rainy game. Good job, guys. Let's take a look at statistics real quick. Anything? Nope, not many armor breaks. 7 and 8, which isn't surprising for early versions of these teams. Yeah, just a bunch of KOs. No
Kaz. This is a bloodless game.
Yeah, it was too slippery out there to plant that back foot and twist the hip, so you can really get that power through your punch. As you can see, a lot of ball possession for O Comrade with that first half attempt, and even some passes in the rain, which is always exciting.
Shocked that there was no Kaz in this game, but that's what jumps out to me.
Hey, maybe if they start putting a boot in people.
7 armor breaks, no Kaz dice.
It'll come around.
More than that, 7 KOs inflicted. More than that, 15 armor breaks.
Good leaping day. You're here in the leap report for the Kislev team. They succeeded in 4 and only failed 2. It's pretty nice.
It's good that you only attempted 6. Or this is the team that only has the one catcher and 2 blitzers. Yep, it is. Yeah, so they don't have a ton of guys that you want to be leaping with.
Right.
So early, but
not yet.
So that's good.
Yeah. It's a nice 1-1 tie. Good job, boys.
Next up, we got the Flippin' Deads 1-0 win over the Norse Unleashed.
Oh man, this game.
Look at that Frank level.
Yeah.
Got the MVP, riding high, picking up block.
I mean, an alignment level ain't bad for Norse. They need to spread skills kind of all over the place, but...
I just realized that first Flesh Golem's name is actually Frank. Good on you.
Yeah. Hey, naming them right. Yeah, so look at the armor breaks.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
23.
23.
What happened?
Michael Jordan.
Oh, man.
So this, you might, I think I showed you the highlight I made of this game.
Oh, yeah.
This is that game. So
that's crazy.
Guys, you can look forward to a highlight at the half of the show here. It was pretty brutal.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
He leveled both Flesh Golems in this game from 2 SPB combined. So he got 2 fucking Flesh Golem levels in game 1. That's big.
Yeah, I think Gregor, had 3 injuries that he inflicted. And the Norse, they got that 7 armor. They're a vulnerable team, but man, I don't actually think. What's our coach's name here again? Norse Gosha.
Hiroto Sukara.
Hiroto Sukara.
Calling him hero.
Which he actually messaged me and said either through YouTube or Discord or something, and said it means he punch you in the face. So that's a good name. Now that I know what it means.
It's like Punchmans.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's very fitting to the theme. So you're going to like being covered by us. No, note that the Norse had almost, 7 more blocks than the Flippant Dead? But easily half of the, what is it on the breaks? Yeah, 10 to 23, less than half the armor breaks. And it's not even because of the wolves, because these guys are all armor 7. They just it was just that kind of day.
Yeah.
In the second half, he failed 7 of 9 pickup attempts.
Wow.
On his drive.
Yeah.
And he was even setting up a pretty nice drive. Like, he had kind of made a punch into the left side of the field and, had a bunch of guys to screen and keep it open. And if he could have gotten any of the first 3 attempts in, he could have moved up the field pretty good. But he didn't. Because it's Blood Bowl. And it was like a lot of ones. It was a lot of ones.
Yeah.
So I actually don't think Norse Unleashed played very poorly in this game. I think it's actually a testament that they only lost 0-1 with how this game was going. I don't even know how many guys they had on the field at the end there. Not many.
And only 2 dead guys.
Yeah, 2 deads.
Granted, they're Norse linemen, so they're basically disposable, so that's fine. But it's not something you want to be dealing with at this point. You want to bench as Norse. You want spares. So that's going to slow you down.
Well, and it's early in their development
Saving
too, so
up.
they don't have money. And
yes, and they're saving up for positional still.
Yeah. So rough start, but played well. Flippin' Dead played very well. They took full advantage for the most part of what they were given in terms of removals and surrounding guys and just making it completely unmanageable for the Norse as they went. But they didn't have to do much because the Norse were just in full-blown implosion mode. But yeah, that's that one. Anything else you want to cover with this game? Any other notable stats or anything?
Some big levels for the Flippant Dead, but 2 levels for the Norse Unleashed as well. So both of those linemen getting some SPPs.
Every bit helps.
Every little bit helps.
So who we got next? Tommy Too Tall's Routing Snatches versus this is Kakengrad's Mesozoic Mighty Men.
Oh boy.
And it was a 1-0 result with bad players getting all the MVP points.
A skink and a rotter. That rotter leveled up fast. He's total 16 already.
He's on the move.
Oh boy.
I guess he's a kick rotter next. He's a kick dirty player.
No. Rotter's dirty player and then dead if they level again.
Oh, you just burn him down?
Maybe you keep one of them for kick, but yeah. I mean, that or they never last that long with decay. Lucky to get them to the second level.
Yeah, so maybe you just do kick and enjoy it for a little while, like a little luxury, while you're waiting on other guys to level up.
Game, I forgot. I saw this.
Oh, you did?
In the report. I didn't watch the game, but I saw the report afterward. This was... Who coaches the Mesozoic Mighty Men again? That's Kakengrad?
Yeah.
You call it Pyrrhic Victory is going to be renamed to a Kaken Victory. Because he won 1-0, but he lost 2 dead Sauruses and a Mystics game Croxagore.
Really?
Yeah.
2 Sauruses and a Crox
dead Sauruses. Yep. So he's coming into next game with dregs.
Man, that's brutal. And that's against a Nurgle team that doesn't really have...
They're not even set up yet. Yeah.
That's just bad. I mean, man, I don't know what it is with Saurus armors. False armor 9.
He's got 406 Sauruses now. And 4 skinks, and that's his team going into next week.
Well, I guess
rough.
he'll get a bunch of loner skinks, but still, that's not what you
Disposable things to get KO'd early, yeah.
want. Yeah. Man. Looking over the stats with 42 blocks for Nurgles. Pretty nice day out blocking. 30 on the Lizards. I think that's about what you expect. That's a pretty normal spread. But man, the effectiveness of those blocks.
Yeah.
And it's not even, if you look, I think the armor breaks were basically the same. Yeah, 9 to 10. So it's not like they got a bunch more breaks. It's just when they broke. Of 9 breaks, he got, 8 removals. 2 KOs, 4 injuries, and then the 2 kills you just talked about. With one of those 4 injuries being that missiles game on the Crocs. Like, that's about as effective as you can ask for on that many armor breaks.
Yeah.
He only had the ball, it looks like 1 turn. Is that right? 6%?
Yeah.
And I guess the Skinks must have taken it away. Because you're looking at 6% ball possession, 16 yards running.
Yeah, I didn't really try to handle the ball, it looks like.
No. Maybe he was doing the Havoc thing and just ignoring the ball and going straight after the Lizards. And if he is, it kind of worked.
You could imagine him setting up to have one Pestigore in the back pick up the ball, and the Lizards, get blitz or just have an opportunity to sneak some skinks back there. I mean, Nurgle are not fast enough to cover if you get some skinks into your backfield. So I imagine he failed to pick up and skinks were able to capitalize. But
yeah, well, it's going to be a lot more skinks next week. You can do even more of that. You can just bomb the ball in the backfield.
Yeah.
94 yards running, 56% ball possession, and that's enough for the win. But like you said, a Pyrrhic victory. Oh, there were more casualties sustained than what he inflicted. There was an additional one, so either a failed dodge or a GFI.
Where do fouls count in the CAS stats here?
I don't know. I was wondering about that in the last game.
Yeah, if any fouls were successful, because there was expulsions on both teams, but we don't know what the result of those were based on in-game stats.
Yeah, I'd imagine it could be if it doesn't reflect on the inflicted, but only on the sustained, which could explain the one extra thing. That would make sense because Tommy is a fouling machine. So looking at the SPP, a good SPP day for the Snatches.
Yeah, but that
13 points.
2 SPP for Stego Steve is the only points on Asaurus. That's one of the ones that died, so he's got his skilled SP Asaurus ready to level on MVP, but he's never gonna get it.
Normally, I advocate kind of your method, Jimmy, of when a guy dies, you come up with a new name. I almost want you to just bring Stego Steve back because I really like that name.
Yeah, you game 1 lose 2 of your Sauruses with this fun alliteration dinosaur team gimmick. You could just bring him back. It's fine.
Yeah.
I actually don't come up with new names for everybody. I only come up with new names for players that deserved to have their name retired. All my linemen, I have Gorgonzola. I have 20 Gorgonzolas in my graveyard.
Yeah. Oh, you can't put that much work into
zombie names. They come and go, unless they're trophies. But
yeah, and you can't rename them to a trophy because that's just shameful.
Yeah, they're gone now. Let's move on to the next game. The Cold-Blooded X's.
Yeah, and our new team.
2-0 win on a new team, Sugar and Spite.
Yeah, and we're actually going to skip giving Sugar and Spite a spotlight this week. Just because he's a brand new, fresh team with just a little bit of... He's only got 1 level, which is Kick on a Lino. One, I guess, impertinent information for those of you guys about to play Sugar and Spite down the road. He's got his Witch Elf early, but in order to do that... And he's got his 4 Blitzers. But in order to get that Witch Elf, he is carrying 1 reroll right now. So, money is tenuous for this team. And, so I watched this one. Look at that beautiful Crocs MVP, by the way. Now you just got to throw a pass with Crocs, and you're set.
That's it. No big deal.
So, I mean, honestly, the X's played a really nice game. They did very good control play. They controlled the sideline, which the Elves were trying to kind of utilize. Both coaches were really patient, and I appreciated watching them play. Like, they were basically both sticking to their game plans and not committing or overreacting the way I like to. But the Elves almost escaped being point broken in the first half. Like, they popped the ball loose from them, and they picked it, and the Elves were able to pick it back up and start moving again. But that AGI skink had other plans, and he took the ball and just ran off with it. So that was the point break. That put them up 1-0 at the half with receiving the ball. And at that point, they had removed 2 of the Elves, I believe, permanently for the game. And there wasn't anything that the Elves could do. I mean, there was things that they could do, but the Lizards played their game again, played patiently, played their game right, and were able to get that second score in the second half and put the game away. So good job, X's. Stephanie with the big MVP. When we do spotlight this Sugar and Spite team, by the way, they got a nice little naming gimmick, which you might figure out from the MVP on Lactose, the lineman.
It's lactose intolerant.
Yeah. Looking at the stats, got 40 blocks to 23. Lizards on Elves. That sounds about right. Not big injury day. One injury a piece across the board. Pretty similar ball movement.
4 Cas sustained on across the board, actually. So it must have been some.
Yeah, there must have been
some failures, but 2 Skinks missed next game and a Witch Elf missed next game. So
I don't remember those, but I don't know. This game was like early in the week.
Yeah.
So I'm old and becoming more senile by the moment.
I see here on Nuffalitics 3 surfs for the cold-blooded X's. So this was a surf frenzy on a team with no frenzy. So that's curious.
Yeah, that was the sideline control stuff I was watching. Like, if they were doing like the kind of the hit into the guy that's already by the sideline, so you can push him out.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff. Yeah, they were doing a lot of that.
Chain pushing.
So they're well coached. It's a well coached Lizard team, and that's always a pain. I mean, a lot of people hate playing Lizards. I actually don't mind it, but I think maybe because I've played Lizards a lot. And they only got 2 types of players, basically. Looking at the SPP spread, not a huge day for either team, but solid with that MVP on the Crocs. Jennifer, who I think is one of the that's the Agi skink. Jennifer. So that's the 2 touchdowns, and then Laurel was able to pull another injury out on a hit. And then Muscovado and Lactose with the MVP, and must be the pass. Because there is 1 pass and 1 catch.
Yep.
Yeah. So good game by both coaches. Broke the Lizards' way, but what can you do? That's Blood Bowl.
Next up, we got a bye week for Reasonably Greedy. So the Goblin team gets to live another day. Why don't you take a look at that, though, and see where his MVP's landed?
Oof. That is a big one on that Fnatic.
Yeah, so after last week saying that, the Hail Mary Pass Bombardier is amazing, but he doesn't have any SP on his Fnatic or his Looney, there he goes.
Yeah, and I don't know if he cut Goblins down in anticipation of the bye week.
Doesn't. Well, yeah,
I don't know.
Doesn't look like it.
Because if he did, then it paid off, and if he didn't, then he got lucky, and it didn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a nice. I think he had a far worse. I'm trying not to look at this week. I think his favor changed substantially going into this week. But we'll talk about that next week on the show. And I think without that, so that does it for the score recap. And that should take us to spotlights.
Yeah.
Hey, baby, kom me zien, laat me je zeggen wat ik heb. Hey, ik heb mijn broek laag, vet laag, yep, iedereen roept. Stop.
All right, welcome to Spotlights. This is basically like what the entire last episode was. We're just going to take a look at the team, note any development, and offer any sage words of wisdom that you can completely ignore because you're probably better at the game than we are anyway.
But we're only going to do it for like 1 or 2 teams and not everybody.
Yeah, so you should feel special And you should just delight as you're on the subway, riding into work, watching your replay. And this week it'll be Wedge delighting on his way to work, watching his replay. With Mainland Creepers, which is an Underworld team. And as we said last week, we're big fans of Underworld teams.
Yeah.
They're a lot of fun.
Not playing them, but
I
watching
want to be a fan of playing them, but I don't know if I got the stomach.
What do you think's going on with this Underworld team? Got that Claw Mighty Blow Block Blitzer? I'm looking at this team and I don't remember it at all. I don't remember what's new and what's not, but
I'm pretty sure he had the block troll last week because I think we had commented that there were so many block big guys in the various teams, and he's already at 13 to 16 points, so he's really just a touchdown away with that troll.
So
getting tentacles or whatever you want.
Yeah, looking at the report for this game, his only level this week was on the thrower. Our Lauer. You know, the one. Rolled Mighty Blow on his thrower. I started saying the name and then I remembered, this is the team with unpronounceable names. So I'm not,
trapped you again.
You trapped me. I'm not going to do that anymore. If it was the second guy, Sideshow Bob, I would have known right away not to start saying any of the names of this team. But
wait, Zybob Vahesh? See, I got that one. Zyab Vesh. I could do this all day. I could just sit here and try to pronounce these. So yeah, so he picked up the Mighty Blow, and that's a double, right? Yeah, that's a double.
Second. Yeah, it's a thrower. Second Mighty Blow on the team on the thrower. I guess that's the thing. I guess you're looking for a Mighty Blow where you can get it. You got mutation access.
I mean, he gets general and agility off the bat.
No,
right?
General passing and mutation off the bat.
Oh, I might have taken dodge.
Yeah.
Just because these guys wind up kind of being linos in a way. Like you kind of use them as slightly stronger pieces for cages, or you know, where you're putting the focal point of your push to try to squeeze those two head goblins through.
Yeah.
But I mean, more Mighty Blow is never bad. It's one of those skills everybody can like.
Yeah, I guess.
But he won't be able to follow up with other strength skills.
Limited strength 3 access. You take the Mighty Blow where you can get it, because you're going to be taking the blocks where you can get them. So.
Well, it's a strength 3 piece on a team that is only about half strength 3. So I can kind of see the idea that you make him into more of a hitter, give him block next turn. Yeah, and just take it from there. You can even start mixing tackle in and hope you get another doubles for piling on or something. Though you're gonna have, he's got this super killer and C2 peak folk.
Yeah, that's right.
I almost had it. I was gonna do it effortlessly. I was just gonna slide right through it, and it didn't happen. Sita Foiku.
It just rolls off your tongue.
Just rolls right off your tongue.
His name is Catfuck.
And doesn't look like he already had the claw on this guy, so I guess it hasn't been turning a lot of dividends in. Still sitting at 16 SPP, but that'll come. Naturally, we love this Blitzer, and he's only a point away, so now he can start having fun with him. I think you make this guy into a pillar, though. I think you think about things like guard and shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, with 8 armor.
I mean, looking at this team, yes, that's what I would think.
Yeah, I mean, I think the general thought process, as far as I understand it, is both of them are killers. And he could certainly do that. Strength 4 doesn't detract from that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess you get strength, guard, stand firm, and he can still be a hitter, and then you can pick up, Mighty Blow or Claw or something later.
And what their strength, general mutation access?
Yep, general strength mutation.
Yep. What else we got? We got this Niggle lineman.
Yeah, so that's too bad. So that he picked up in week 1. Poor guy. Never stood a chance.
I mean, he's got money. You could replace him. I might replace him. Linemen are actually really important on this team. I wouldn't mess around with this guy because he's gonna at armor 7 in the Niggle. He's gonna blow up any minute.
Yes, I think I would do that as well.
Yeah.
And he's got a. Oh, this okay. He played his week 2 game. That's why. So his goblin that is armor busted and niggled is different from the one that's missed next game. because that guy is back.
Right. So the lineman was missed next game, niggled in week 1. Now he's back because he's played his week 2.
Right.
And Osha, the
Who
easiest
had
name.
a
Osha.
niggle, I guess. He got an armor bust to top it off. So now he is armor 6 with a niggle and stunty. So he is great.
Yeah,
Great
and
player.
I mean,
Cap-
just don't.
Captain of the team.
There's no reason to burn him down. He's a
No?
goblin. Nah, he's gonna
No?
blow up sooner or later. He's a
You
point
don't-
away from getting 2 heads. Probably
You
score you
don't
some
think
touchdowns.
40 TV that you could. He's 5 of 6, poor guy.
Yeah. So you keep him around. You ride the snake. Keep a goblin on the field until he explodes. Save yourself, save that money so you can replace this lineman. And you're in business. It's a business plan.
Well, that's
Take that
true.
to
I would definitely
investors.
replace the lineman, but you could replace the lineman and the goblin with your 100K and still have 10K left over to pay for strippers.
You need cash reserves on this team, I think. That's what killed me in the side league thing that when I played.
Oh, yeah?
Was I got busted up bad and I didn't have any money, and I was
Aggressively paying for goblins, and then you
Yeah.
ran out.
I built a big old bench and I was just sitting there at no money, and then game 1 and a bunch of important pieces got hurt or killed, and it was like 3 or 4 games before I could kind of get back to having like a whole team. And then they were much better, but it was rough.
It's too late.
Now my team was I still don't think my throwers and blitzers looked half as good as his do right now, but
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, protect those pieces and you'll be well on your way.
Oh yeah. He's got his level 2 stadium still. He does have 100K and he could buy an enhancement. That is a possibility too.
Yeah, I don't think I would do that with a
Not
piece
yet.
that you need
Yeah.
to buy.
Anything else you want to say about these nice orange boys?
No,
All right.
that's it. Treat your mother nice, Orange Boys. And let's move on to their opponent in week 1, Exploitation Cinema, coached by Das Schuttenheim, who I listened to the Rebel podcast a little bit today on my way home from work, and I hear Schuttenheim jumped in on some casting for the Chaos Cup and made a name for himself. He's apparently pretty funny or something. So good for you. Maybe we can get you to join us for one of these recap shows for Punchmans.
Yeah, and that was one of the I think that was the biggest single consensus feedback thing we got on the first season was people want us to have more of the coaches on.
Asked if anybody wanted to join us. Everybody said yes, and then we didn't have anybody on.
No, well, we tried to get Zeta on.
Because
Zeta
Tim
overslept.
came on once and got drunk, and Zeta blew us off. So we were like, "Fuck everybody."
Yeah, we do this ourselves. Want something
No.
done right.
We definitely are looking to supplement with some third seaters. So maybe we'll get in touch.
And the other note, which we mentioned earlier, this is currently the Kaz King of Rel. Believe it or not, right here in 9A.
Casking, look at the crown on that orc's head.
That's why he picked the good King Orc skull logo. And this team is already showing its development with 12 Kaz over 2 games. You can start to see it come together. And look, there's Terror Cruz. Remember we said the Blitzers looked pretty developed, but he needed to do work on the Black Orcs? Well, look at the Black Orcs.
He got 9 fucking SP on Sylvester Stallone in one game.
Yes, he did.
That's crazy.
I mean, and Terror Cruz is just a touchdown away. I mean, you can actually feed a touchdown to a Black Orc. It's not easy, but it's very doable.
Yeah. I think he picked up that's a week 2 level. So
That's okay.
yeah,
Still
'cause
spotlight.
Both of these guys played their games. But yeah.
Well, that's part of why we picked these guys too, is they had the most development of the various teams. So there's more difference from last week. Yeah. So looks like the Black Orcs are getting sorted. Also, look at Dwayne the Orc. That's actually pretty funny. Dwayne the Orc Johnson. He's only a punch away. Also feedable for touchdown. You get that third block piece. I say you fill these guys out with block before you do anything else. But you want to bring guard in. You want to get your mighty blow early. You live your best life.
Yeah.
Lee Orc Neeson, is this a level? This is a level. He just added the strength piece, didn't he? Or was this here last week?
This week he leveled Samuel Orc Jackson, Jace Orc Statham, and Keon Orc Reeves. So
That's in week
3 of
two or
his
week
blitzers picked up week 2 levels,
one?
including, but not Leorc Jack Neeson. Neeson was the only one that didn't level this
Okay.
week, so he had the strength. So actually, he was the only one that didn't pick up a level.
As it goes with strength pieces, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 2 guard, that's going to be a big deal for teams playing these guys.
Yeah, it's huge.
This early.
And he's one of them with Blodge.
Yep. And that should
He's
be a
got-
Blodge firmer.
His block might have a tackle piece all ready to go. Kill some more goblins and skinks and such.
Well, yeah, and with Mighty Blow Tackle and all the little guys he got in this division, which, of course, he's been feasting on, with his first game being against Underworld and his second game being against Goblins.
Yeah.
That this piece. But I guess he just added the tackle. He was probably missing it in these 2 games.
Yeah, he just added it. After he played them all, but he's got some more coming.
Oh yeah, and he'll get up to that Mighty Blow in no time.
Yeah.
Or piling on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this was his killer piece. I guess he just deciding between tackle and mighty blow, or tackle and piling on. So went tackle. I think I would have done the same. It's a good choice. Good job.
And then I guess the last point to touch on here is this. He took a move bust on a Lino, which doesn't really matter all that much.
Yeah, I'd replace him. 0 of 6. I mean, you can't afford to, so don't. But when you can,
yeah,
it's 0 of 6 lineman that you might as well get that free movement.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's not the end of the world. Neither is an Agi bust. I'd say an Agi bust on a Lino is worse than a move bust, because I feel like I dodge Linos a lot.
Well,
just to
you're
reposition.
crazy.
They got 3 agility.
That's
It's one of the great things about them. Armor 9.
You
3
wish
agility.
you were playing as monikers humans. That's why.
I couldn't deal with all that armor 8 and 7. couldn't hack that. I'm not there yet. Maybe next year, or maybe next
Just
team.
want to be dodgy green elves.
That's right. I want to do everything, team, but very slowly. Yeah. Anything else jump out at you here? Still level 1 stadium.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this team develop. Though it's gonna be fun to watch. But
Yeah.
It's gonna, my. I just remembered my season preview bet is already shot to shit with his Black Orcs not picking up a single level all season. Is week 1 he picked up 9 SPP on 1 orc, one Black Orc. So he's already shitting all in my cereal. But
that's because I have far sight. I can see things as they're going to be in the future. Like I could see those ogres were going to the playoffs. I see these guys are going to be a handful for the division. And I mean, that guard pick, Samuel Orc Jackson's going to torment teams for the next few weeks until other teams start catching up in the guard arena.
or tackle, yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean both of these. I mean all these blitzers are good.
Yeah.
And going straight guard. This is a man that appreciates the value of guard, because a lot of people would have gone for that second hitter or carry orc, but he's a smart boy and he's using that thrower.
He's got that pillar. He's got that blodge piece, and he's got that block might blow tackle. He doesn't really. He's got his hitter. He's good.
Yeah.
He needs support to help Keanu Orc Reeves.
Myrtlate people.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Supports.
So I think that means it's time for us to jump into picks for the upcoming week.
Yeah.
Which you guys have already ruined
Yeah.
with your early punctual play.
Playing too fast.
Here are the picks.
Took a L, but tonight I bounce back, boy. I've been broke as hell, catch the check and bounce back. D-Town LAX, every week I bounce back. Whoa, if you a real one, then you know how to bounce back.
All right, so first up, the Flippin' Dead coming off their big win. They get to take a breather. They were not terribly beat up at the end of that game, as I recall, but it doesn't matter because they're getting a break. And then we go to the Mesozoic Mighty Men. These are the Lizards.
Yeah. the Pyrrhic victory, the Kaken victory Blizzard going up against Kislev, who had 0 Kaz sustain last game.
And does this Kislev team have any tackle? I don't think it does.
No, it has very little skills, very few skills at all.
So, I mean, it's about as good an early Kislev versus Lizards matchup as you can get is no Crocs and,
Yeah.
and 4 Sauruses.
A single block on the team.
I'm going to call I guess it's sort of an upset because it's Kislev, though it is a really dinged up Lizard team. But I'm gonna say the Kislev are gonna pull some magic here. I thought they played reasonably well, so they should be able to capitalize on a weakened opponent. Whether or not they will, I don't know. But
would say that this is not an upset because of the state of the Mrs. Oak Mighty Men. This is
that's
so
fine.
I'd be surprised if he was able to get much done with so many 2-strength stunty guys. But
he's just gonna set up aggressive screens all over the field.
for him to leap over.
Yeah. Sugar and Spite's gonna play the Mainland Creepers. We have no idea what happened there. Izomite gets his second bye.
That's
He got back-to-back. And it's
pretty
weird.
nice.
Yeah, it is pretty nice. It's weird. This has happened to a lot of teams getting.
Yeah.
And it's not that like anybody, the admins set it up this way. It's just like the game rolled a lot of like teams that have or divisions that have 2 buys. A lot of them wound up being like right next to each other in people's schedules.
Back, yeah. I had back-to-back buys to start the season until my opponent showed up and accepted his ticket. But I was looking at back-to-back, and I mean, one thing to consider if you know you're going to get these back-to-back bye weeks is cutting 0-6 linemen, banking on getting or having the cash to replace them at the end of your buys.
Yeah.
That's something Izomite did not necessarily do, or he did to some extent.
He could be hoarding cash. I mean, that's the other side. But I think both you and I are big fans of the cut players down and try to manipulate the odds for the MVP placement as best possible and the TDs.
Yeah, especially when you have cheap linemen that are disposable that don't need the SP like Norse.
Yeah. But I do see the other side is like, if you can store up a big bank, or if you have positionals that you still need to buy, and you don't want to have to replace a bunch of linemen. I can't remember if he's got all the positionals he wants yet. He might after last week.
Yes.
All right. Reasonably Greedy, the Goblins, will be playing Orexploitation Cinema. We're looking forward to that one. Then Cold-Blooded X's.
Battle Brothers.
And the Battle Brothers. You looked at that game yet? You need to look at that game, Jimmy. It's a good game.
Yeah.
I actually think you'd like that game.
Yeah, I should.
And Into the Breach. For anyone listening for picks, here's a pick. Pick up Into the Breach. It's really good. It's made by the guys who made FTL, and it's a nice little it's like a lot like Advance Wars. I was not paid for that statement in any way, shape, or form. I promise.
Is that 2 game recommendations in 2 weeks?
That's right. I'm just keeping them flowing because I play too many games. Who you picking here?
I'm going with the X's. That's a good start.
Yeah, it is a good start for them. Battle Brothers aren't in bad shape by any means, but I'm just not that big a fan of Brett's until I can kind of see what they can do, or if they start getting some kind of unique players.
Yeah, they really need some levels to really start making a difference. And I mean, he's got 3 Blodge Blitzers and a 1 guard blocker, which is nice, and he's got a full stack of peasants to be kicking dudes with. But the X's got the Agi Skink, although I mean they got all their strength sources, only 1 block. But
this is a good game to get more though with all those linos.
Yeah. I might.
You can stick. You can switch. Follow your heart, Jimmy.
I'm gonna change. I'm gonna go Bretons.
All
they
right.
do at least have. They got the 3 block, so they outblock, and they have the Dauntless on those block guys, and so they're gonna be able to get hits on the Saurus, surround, and destroy with peasant boots.
So I think
Sorry, Lark.
I think you're doing the same thing you do when you decide to play these guys all the time.
God, you're right. I
You're
always
imagining them to be better than they are.
I'm a sucker for Bretonians.
You are, and it's too late. You're stuck with it now. I'm taking the X's.
Oh man.
I'm going to be the king of the week. I just think they played really, really well.
Yeah.
I was very impressed by their play, and they're just it's a tough early matchup.
He's down two skinks to start this game, but
yeah, we can get loners.
He's got us. Well, he doesn't even. Oh, he does. He gets one loner.
Yeah.
But
so no reserves, but he's got all the skinks he needs. There's not a lot of removal power on the Battle Brothers side yet.
Yeah.
Though all it takes is
no
some
tackle,
good dice.
no mighty blow.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we're splitting on that one, and that takes us to the last pick of the Amazing A's, the Rotting Snatches.
Snatches first, and North Unleashed.
He2 Horo Scaro versus Tommy Too Tall.
It's Hero.
Hero. Oh, Hero 2. Yeah. Yeah, so we got the Nurgle with the Rotting Snatches. We got the Norse, who are, I think, reasonably banged up. Let me just take a look real quick. Actually, no, they're not that bad. It was just some linemen. He might get a loner. No, he's got... Yeah, he'll get one loner. But he's got his pieces. There's really not much development here anyway, other than the tackle on Bruhaka. Yeah, I'm going with Tommy.
He's missing a Berserker.
Is he missing a Berserker? Oh, yes, he is.
Yeah, he's only got the one.
Maybe that's one of those losses. He had a couple deaths. No, but you said they were both linemen.
He started with one Berserker. He needed to save for the second.
Right.
He's not saved yet.
He's not been in that position. And the last thing you want to run into is Nurgle right after a game like that. But you are, and it's Tommy, and he's going to be fouling like crazy. So I'm going with Tommy and a Rotting Snatches with the deceptively good naming scheme.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you thinking?
I am too. I'm going with the Nurgle. He's got a couple Mighty Blow. Although they don't have block on those guys, but it's got a bunch of Mighty Blow on. He's facing Armor 7 guys.
Yep.
So.
It's just he's drooling. It's
like a match made in heaven.
Well, and there's going to be the boots are going to be out against all that Armor 7.
Yeah.
And he's excellent at positioning for that. That's really one of the main strategies he employs. All right. So that does it for the picks with Division 9A. Oh, wait.
This whole division is going to come down to who wins the pick between Battle Brothers and Cold Blooded X's, because in every other game we either pick the same team, the game was already played, or it was a bye week.
Oh, in terms of our success?
Yeah.
Yeah, not a lot to pick this week over here, but unless something happened in 8, I think all of those games are still unplayed, so we should be good there. We'll get to make more engaging picks in the upcoming segment.
It's true. Look at that. 5 unplayed games.
Yeah, boy. All right, so oh yeah, and they've got that weird format too with the round robin into the Swiss style thing. Okay, so that does it for the picks, and that does it for the Amazing A's. Always a pleasure covering you guys. Now we're going to shift over and look at a highlight I put together, which is of one of the games that we talked about today, the Norse Unleashed versus the Flippin' Dead, Necro and Norse. And as we know, Necro is probably the most popular team in all of Rel, and Norse is the hottest team, coming off a 2 Norse Super Bowl. So it's edge of your seat excitement right around the corner.
My life's out of whack. The movies are repeats. I want my money back. I want a better seat in my empty house in the sunless night. From the burning rains, nothing goes right. I'm in the mid-waste. I become the decay. They close the factory doors.
I drown in the grave, in my empty house, in the sunless night, from the burning rains, nothing goes right. I turn on my TV to see what's wrong with me. It is my meditation, my sitcom salvation. In the empty house, in the sunless night, from the burning rains, nothing goes right. I turn to you to see what I will find. I struggle each moment with my running mind. From out my window comes a jaded sight, a world in flames where nothing can go right. A world in flames where nothing can go right. I'm beaten in the streets by men wearing sheets, the priests and nuns carry loaded guns. In my empty house, in the sunless night, from the burning rains, nothing goes right.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, yeah, welcome back. Hope you guys enjoy the highlight there.
The highlight made me sad.
Yeah, it's not the happiest highlight in the world, and I try not to only do games where everything goes wrong, like the song title, or nothing goes right, I guess is the song title. But you know, he hit me up. The Norse Unleashed coach hit me up, and Hero 2, and said, hey, I should check it out because it's a good example of Nuffle, you know, having a death wish against you. And yeah, it made for good highlight stuff. So normally, you know, I try to get like 2 in. I might try to, as we go. A lot of people are calling out individual plays that I didn't get to. Been a little busy this week, but I might try to do something where I do one game like this, where I do a specific game spotlight or highlight, and then I'll do something else that's kind of a mashup of big plays throughout the divisions. So I can cover a lot more coaches that way instead of just, you know, maybe 4 teams get to see themselves in action every week. But we'll see. These are all dreams and machinations in my head, bouncing around like jelly drops.
It's gonna be like all the vampire recaps you did last season.
Well, yeah, you know, a lot of things happen in vampire games. Yeah. So I think we have vampires in this division, because now we are moving on to Division 8.
Sure do.
Yeah. So first things first, let's look at what happened this week.
Flashing lights, flashing lights, flashing lights, flashing lights.
All right, so first up we got Dead Rush Society 2-1 victory over the Bad QB squad.
And I think these are 2 division mates from last year facing off again.
Last season.
Yeah. So, this is Draenor and his Dead Wrestler Society, a team we're very familiar with. And look at that, Andre the Giant, MVP. I feel like we're always seeing this Crocs getting MVPs and touchdowns. This was a touchdown, Crocs.
Yeah, this is a big one. 21 SVPs, so he's 10 away. 2 more MVPs, and he gets his gets a chance to roll for block.
Yeah, so like by mid-season. And then on the other side, we got the Red Rocket, Andy Dalton.
Picked up a level, he did.
He did. And what did he take?
Took block.
Block. Good sound decision. Can't go wrong with block.
Reliable Andy Dalton.
Well, and actually, we're going to talk about Bad QB Squad in the spotlights today. So stick around, Bad QB Squad. And because we didn't get a chance to recap them last week. And there's some development here. There's some things to look at. Some things to make you all aware of as you deal with this high-flying offense of the Bad QB Squad. Who's actually maybe the most prolific passing team I've ever watched in Blood Bowl. Other than, like, elves. So 9 armor breaks to 10. It's pretty even, considering it's 25 blocks to 42.
Yeah.
So good efficiency on your blocks, Bad QB Squad. But it actually came out. They came out on the better side of the injury game with 3-2, and really way better than that when you look at the sustained. It's 3-5.
Yeah.
Sustained. So maybe a good bit of fouling by the Bad QB Squad. We need to figure out how that's handled stat wise.
Failed dodges, maybe.
Yeah, it could be. Or GFIs, or a rock. A lot of things can happen in Blood Bowl.
Yeah.
But, so you got I think this looks like a pretty standard 2-1 grind. You had 43 ball possession on the Dead Wrestler's side. Not a lot of ball possession on the, and no passes, amazingly. It's a rare Bad QB Squad game without some passing.
Yeah.
But the 50-yard running might have been enough.
Stymied.
Yeah. Yeah, 18% ball possession. He scored pretty quick. Almost makes me wonder if he threw a goblin or something.
Yeah, dead goblin.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he threw him to his death.
Well, I mean, he did that and scored, but...
No.
Well, 18% is what? That's like 3 turns holding the ball? Yeah, it is, because it's 6% per turn.
12,
so
18, yeah.
he gets in his own half. He's into the opponent's half. So yeah, he scored in 3 turns. Don't know if that was at the end of the half to make it 1-1, or if it was something else. But the wrestlers come out on the good side of the grind. They got their 88 yards running. I don't know. I don't see too much else noteworthy in the stats.
There's not much.
But a good SPP spread for the wrestlers. That puts them at 15 takeaway, which I guess when you're playing Underworld, that's probably about right. But not bad on the other side. It's 14 points for the Bad QB Squad. That's a good day out with Andy Dalton.
Road Warrior Hawk there is the plus strength Saurus that picked up a level.
Oh, he did. What'd he take?
Picked up Mighty Blow.
Yeah, Mighty Blow and
I do not
strength.
know that I agree with that pick, actually, but we can talk about that later.
Well, there is... Well, we might as well talk about it right now for a quick second. There was a whole big thread, I think with Metal in particular, weighing in on it's faster to develop big guys, like 4-strengthers or something, by taking Mighty Blow first and then mixing block in later. I don't know on a control team if I think I would do. Well,
yeah,
you know me. I think you always take block because you want the hit you want the percentage chance on the dice. You want to take that bad side of the dice away.
So Lizards are a control team, but they're also a team that doesn't necessarily take a lot of Mighty Blow, even though they have 4-strength guys, because they are taking a lot of block, guard, stand firm, break tackle, yada yada. You want one Saurus maybe to be a Mighty Blow tackle piece, and that's great. He's got a tackle piece in Umaga. But your 5-strength guy is going to be the one I would think you stick him on a guy, make him hard to remove. So you really want.
Right, you do guard.
Guard. I would not make him a hitter. I would make him a pillar because he's an excellent pillar. He's a great hitter too, but I think building him like a backup Crocs, you get guard, stand firm, block. That's going to take him through most of his levels. I think Mighty Blow maybe helps you get to the second level, but
Hey,
doesn't help him do that pillaring job. But maybe Draenor thinks he's got enough guard for a lizard team, and he's gonna punch his way through everything.
hey, Crocs is, if you're making a backup Crocs, you need Mighty Blow.
Yeah.
And then you just gotta get Prehensile Tail somehow, and you're off to the races. All right. Yeah, I think that does it for these guys. Who we got next?
Taking a look at Rogues Gallery versus Fallen Wonders. 1-0 win for the Wonders, the Oneaters.
Yeah. Now this, look at the armor breaks here, which shouldn't be too big a surprise with Rogues Gallery and their pretty well developed Chorfs
Versus Amazons.
and their very armor 7-y existence.
Armor 7 dodge, but you're going against a team full of tackle.
Full of tackle. Though they still managed to pull out the win.
Yeah.
Even with such a massive armor break differential, what's that? It's almost like 3 times. It is 3 times the armor breaks. On not that many more blocks, 37 to 43. They did get rewarded for the breaks. They got 3 injuries, 5 KOs, so a lot of removals. But the Fallen Wonders were able to play some defense and were able to score.
Yeah, and stop the score. Yeah, they did take a move bust on a guard block blodge blitzer on the Wonders, so that stings.
Oh wait,
One,
it was on. Oh, it was on one of the blitzers.
Yeah, the Amazon blitzers. Move
Yeah,
bust. A team like the Amazons, where everybody
already
has
a premium,
movement
yeah.
6, and movement is already a problem. That hurts.
I mean, interestingly here as well, 0% occupation of the opponent's half, 12% ball possession, and a pass.
Went for it. Chained it up the field.
Yeah, must have, right? Must have
Yeah.
done just a big old... I might even go back and see it and check this game out and see what that touchdown play looks like, because that's pretty neat. That's a pretty neat stat. 44 yards running, 4 yards passing. So maybe, yeah, if the kick was right near the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. But good job, Wonders. That looks like a tough game to pull out the win on. Tough luck, Rouge's Gallery. Our favorite name. Our favorite team name. Looking at SPP, yeah, Rouge's Gallery had a nice day. Not an amazing day. But broke double digits.
Job done.
Yeah, Batzaro 2 having a nice day. I think he leveled, didn't he?
No
he's
levels in
shy.
this game.
Oh, and he's 2. He's a replacement Batzaro. Who uses, if I remember, Batzaro uses chains instead of ropes, like regular Batman. Because it's like going with the whole chainy theme of the Bizarros.
Yeah?
On the other side, you got, so one player must have had a touchdown and a hurt. You got that pass on Alcano, the Seducer. And then Sarah getting the MVP. Or one of these two getting the MVP. Who is it?
Yeah.
It's Sarah.
Sarah.
The one not default name in the thing. And she's a kick lino as well. So she's she's 2 points away. So now you can get Dirty Player on her.
And then Cutter.
And then Cutter. All right. Who we got next?
Next up, we got 1-1 tie between the respectable Gents and Mount the Tetons.
Yeah, and we had a pretty notable... Oh, there it is. I don't even have to preview it. It's right there on the MVP screen. Ouch.
Poor Leonardo.
Head of the Turtles, and now he's Turtle Soup. Yeah, that's a rough one, man. Block Mighty Blow, and the MVP to pick up Claw or Gar. Like, he was about to be kind of a star Chaos Warrior. So that is rough. And then look at the armor break differential here. 14 for the Tetons to 3 for the respectable Gents. Not a respectable amount of armor breaks. And that's off 40 blocks. So 40 blocks gave him 3 armor breaks on Orcs. Which, granted, they're 9 armor boys. Good, strong, tough boys. Who I support with all my heart. But that's like eerily bad dice. No KOs, no injuries, no kills. 1 KO sustained, presumably on a GFI or something? Or failed Orc dodge? For the Tetons, yeah.
Yeah.
But none of
Maybe
those on
Died on a
punches.
tripwire or something.
Yeah. But this was what, a tie? Yeah, this was a tie. So, I mean, if I was Respectable Gents, I'd be pretty happy pulling out a tie in a puncho match like this with the Orcs.
Yeah.
When they get
Maybe-
rolling and get all these removals, like, they should be able to handle a Chaos team pretty handily. See? Look at that. Look at that alliteration. Or, that's not even alliteration. I was using all the wrong words. It should have been a big problem for the Chaos to deal with it, but they were able to get their score. 31% ball possession, moved the ball 64 yards on the ground. So yeah, they were able to use that 3 agi.
Yeah.
Make some things happen. Pass on the Orc side, love to see it. That's kind of offense I think all Orcs should have, is that using that thrower, but he doesn't actually use a thrower, right? Teton's is a no thrower Orc build, if I remember correctly.
Let's take a look.
I'm looking real quick. They are indeed. So that
No
was
thrower.
passing without pass.
I like it.
Yeah, you got to
But
do it. But
I
it
make
only
passes.
it only gets him a tie.
With dwarves, so what do I know?
It's true. What do you know? So yeah, nice 1-1 tie. Seems like a 1-1 grind. Both teams got their turn touchdowns and took it from there. All right, shall we move on?
Yeah.
All right, next up we got Siberian Hopscotch Mafia versus the Frozen Dead North.
Yeah, Frozen Dead North, coached by RK Blaze. Nope, sorry, that's not them.
That's the other
That's
Underworld
the
team
icy
from last year.
football.
Yeah, the sad cloud, but not. It's actually an icy football.
Frozen Dead North, coached by D Sharp 356. D Sharp numbers.
And that's a hell of an MVP for Frozen Dead North. That is shaping up to be a gnarly flesh golem / Frank.
Yeah, picking up block and guard on that guy. And he's 30-31, so he'll be picking up Mighty Blow or something next, or rolling doubles and getting diving tackle.
You're talking about the Frank?
The Frank.
If you roll doubles, you take dodge, no?
I've been thinking about it. You could do that, but you could also take diving tackle. Just saying. Think about it.
Okay, I'll think about it. I don't know though. Ever since I watched that game in the playoffs 2 years ago with that Blodge guard Frank, they had 3 Black Orcs tied up for basically an entire
Yeah.
half. Like, I've just been mesmerized by the potential of a Blodger on this
Yeah,
team.
I mean, I have a Blodge guard Frank, and they're amazing. Don't get me wrong. Until you start getting to the point where teams have lots of tackle, and then you come up against a, some tackly chore for something or whatever, some
Yeah.
goat with tackle, and he blitzes you and knocks you down, and it's not very nice. And then my dodge feels totally wasted. But
Yeah, and I can see that with goats in particular, since they basically blitz at at like a 4 strength.
yeah,
But most
My
teams are
Blodge
going to
Frank
be
was-
are going to be matching up on like Black Orcs or Chaos Warriors, and there's not going to be a lot of tackle to go
Yeah.
around.
yeah, that's true.
That's just my thought. Maybe you should think about that while I'm thinking about your things.
Maybe. I mean, I took dodge. I don't regret it, but just saying. He could take Mighty Blow too and just go for a brutal Frank. I
That's
don't
true.
know. I did that on one of my Franks. It was all right. It worked out so far.
On the other side, we got this Agi 4 guy with the armor bust, the fragile.
Yeah, the armor bust is too bad.
Yeah, but this is still a keeper. I think we talked about this last week. This is still a keeper piece.
Yeah,
Um,
right. This is a catcher with 3 strength.
Yeah, a slow catcher with 3 strength.
Yeah.
And he's getting real close to level. You should have no problem funneling either, vanity passes to this guy or touchdowns. And so that's a good MVP. That moves him right along. Gives you maybe a real viable weapon or a cage diver depending on how you want to do it.
Yeah.
Look. Oh. I jumped past the statistics. I went straight to the SPP by accident, and I can't look away now. That is a big. What is that? That is a 14-point game for the Siberian Hopscotch Mafia. We got 2 passes up in the mix, and yeah, good Finnegan. Was that one
Finnegan
of the? That's one of the wolves.
is a werewolf, and he leveled,
And what do you
and
get?
it was a block plus movement wolf. And guess what he rolled?
Doubles.
Yep, he's
Mighty
got
Blow.
Mighty Blow.
Yeah.
So now he's a block movement Mighty Blow werewolf. So good for you. I'm jealous.
It's a big day. Big day for these necros.
But also got 14 SPP.
Yeah, and so jumping over the stats. Yeah, the 10 block edge to the necro. I don't think that's too surprising against Kislev.
Nah.
A lot of passing on both sides. There's a successful pass for the necro as well as the 2 for the Mafia. Injuries about the same. There's a kill and an injury versus the 2 regular Kaz on the other side. 6 KOs seems like a pretty big part of this 2-1 win.
Yeah.
And a lot of ball movement.
All zombies and linemen.
Yeah.
That got permanent injuries, at least.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I imagine sooner or later with 6 KOs, sooner or later you're running through more than linemen.
Yeah, 2 deaths there, but that's what I was referring to. Was a zombie and a lineman, so that's okay.
Oh yeah, and that was not an inflicted death unless it was a foul on the Frozen Dead North. They sustained one, but it was not dealt by Hopscotch Mafia. Still, a lot of ball movement, 70 yards running, 8 yards passing for the Mafia, 108 yards running, and 6. So it seemed like the Necro were able to move the ball pretty much the way they wanted to. 62% ball possession, split evenly in their half and the opponent's half. So it seems like a well-controlled game by Frozen Dead North and their sad cloud.
I
Not
could
so
imagine
sad today.
the Necro having to sweep because the Kislev were able to leap into blitzing lanes that they didn't know they were going to have to protect. So a lot of sweeping back and forth.
Yeah, it makes sense. And they're reasonably fragile boys, and you got some hitters on the Necro side. So, and it's a tough start for Kislev. So even bringing this to a 2-1 grind is, I don't know, it's second season. This is developed division. So I guess we're getting past calling it a start. It's a continuation.
Yeah. The continued boys.
But good game. Congrats, Frozen Dead North. Condolences, Hopscotch Mafia. But we'll see you guys next week. See what you do.
Next up, last game of the week. We got Thunderstrike 1-1 tie versus Castlevania Creeps.
Yeah, and these guys were messaging me, and I lost the messages, and I haven't figured out what all they were saying. But this is apparently a rivalry game, sort of like me and Monikers.
Oh yeah.
These guys know each other. Yeah, they're buddies, and they went all out. 18 armor breaks on the Chorf side versus 8 for the Vamps, which is not too surprising for a Vamp team.
Blocks are pretty even though, 38-34. So for that difference.
Yeah, but one side has thralls, and the other side has a bunch of dwarfs. I guess hobgoblins, but
yeah,
I don't know. I don't feel like hobgoblins get hurt as much as they should. It's probably not statistically accurate, but that's the way it feels. I want more. I want more dead hobgoblins. Traitor greenskins helping out the weird chaos dwarves.
Short mans.
Yeah, with their dumb hats.
Yeah.
Looking at the stats, what was the MVPs here? So you got Rackle Thrall got the MVP. I guess that's not so bad, since he's using this guy as kind of a ball popper, safety type.
That is a 100%. I'm trying to put you on the ground piece.
One way or the other. Yeah. I mean, I guess, so he's got block, tackle. So yeah, all the dice, all he needs is dodge now, and the dice are completely in his favor. Which I wouldn't advise dodge on this guy, but it's a good start. 0 SPP Hobgoblin stealing the MVP. That's not so great for Thunderstrike.
Too bad. Lots of pieces on a Trophy team that need the SP.
Here we go. Let's look at the removals real quick. That's where the fun is here. 11 KOs inflicted, not even sustained, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because normally vampires have those kind of wacky sustained numbers, but these are inflicted.
Yeah.
So he removed 11 dudes over the course of this game into the KO box. But it didn't get him a win.
Yeah, got a nice juicy tie.
So when it says 11 KOs inflicted there, I'm trusting that they, in fact, KO'd 11 dudes over the course of this game, which must have been like, the bells were ringing.
Yeah.
It was like Sunday in a small town in Massachusetts. There's bells everywhere.
How dare you?
I'm just saying. You guys have a lot of churches up there. Not much else jumps out at me. You got the pass on the vampire side, but that's, vampires do that. All that Agi 4. About the same amount of ball movement. It's actually pretty, other than the KOs, it's a pretty even game. The Chorse held onto the ball a little bit better. The ball was on the ground a lot. But yeah, it looks like a fun one. These two guys knew each other, so they seem like they had a good, big old ball playing. And then it's a tie, so they can just continue to talk shit to each other until the end of time or until next season.
Rivalry continues.
Yeah, you guys just gotta hope you get placed together again in the next season. It's a beautiful thing to continue your rivalries down the road. I should be up, or I should be tied with Moniker right now, and I'm not because of my hubris last season or first season. Now I'm really kicking myself.
Yeah, slumming it down here with me.
Yeah, watching Moniker just soar to new heights. You and I, all we have is a hand painted image of him getting punched. That's all we got to show for it. All right. So I think that takes us on to spotlights, and this week we're just doing one.
We are taking a look at our old friend, the BQB squad, who had not accepted his ticket when we were doing these teams last week. So now he's in.
Yeah, and it's an interesting team. It's worth taking a look at. He had a rough season, at least in terms of the win-loss. Let me look at his statistics real quick. No, actually, it wasn't even that. For Underworld, it wasn't even that bad. 4 wins, 2 draws, 8 losses coming into this game. I've enjoyed watching this team the whole way, beyond the fact that Ryan Fitzpatrick is the troll name, which is fantastic. Ryan Fitzpatrick is a distant memory to Jets fans. We'll never forget that magical, shitty season he had. But yeah, this is a good team. This is a guy that knows how to play his Underworld, has had some success on the roll side with getting that block on the Warpstone troll. And he is 2 SPP away from getting whatever the next skill, whatever direction he wants to go with that. What do you do if you are Buzzard?
What do I do next? He could take Claw. I might take Claw.
And just make him a killer?
Yeah, I guess it depends. So you could either turn him into a killer or turn him into like a tentacles pillar piece that's just going to be blocking up the lanes and
basically make him a piece of Nurgle that rolled doubles.
But yeah, with the block and Mighty Blow and Claw access, I don't know, I wouldn't hate getting Claw on him. And you don't even need to use them to blitz. You just stick them in there and people are going to take swipes at you, and sometimes they're going to roll a skull.
I do think Claw moves his development pretty quick. Tentacles, he's frozen in time, development-wise. Like, he's just going to mark dudes up and they won't hit him.
He's still a block troll with Mighty Blow. So,
that's what I mean. Like, they won't hit it. Like, they'll mark him with a lineman, or they'll try to. And then, he'll eventually, with block, be able to knock the lineman down and go mark more people, like a Beast of Nurgle does. But, But yeah, I think like if you put Claw on this guy, he will fly because he'll be matching up against some other big guys and able to remove them. I think I like the Claw idea because then it's a relatively quick run to that third skill, and then you can take Tentacles, and then you're just tying up a bunch of dudes and clawing them all to death. Yeah, so it's like I guess it's even better, or the development potential's a little bit easier. I don't know. What do you do on doubles if that's what you get next time with this guy? Because you don't need it for mutations. You can say Claw or Tentacles is the safe. Like, you get one of those two no matter what.
Yeah,
Do you mess around with Dodge? Do you mess around with Leader? I don't know.
Diving Tackle. You get Diving Tackle and then you pick up Tentacles. I don't know.
Ugh.
That might be a good idea.
So then they're just never getting away.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a thought. I guess it depends on which way you take him. If you make him a killer, you maybe even skip the doubles, and if you're going the route of tying people up forever and ever and ever, diving tackle.
No, because if you're going for a killer, you take Tackle. So it depends how
After
you want
Claw.
to build them.
Surely after Claw.
No, because Tackle comes on doubles. You need to roll doubles for that.
Oh, right. I see what you're saying.
Don't for Claw. That's right. So if you roll doubles, you take Tackle, then you
Yeah.
can pick up Claw. But I would not waste it on. Right, if you're gonna
Tackle.
make him a killer, I wouldn't waste it on Dodge or Diving Tackle or something like that. But
Right. All right, what else we got here? We got he's got Dark Jacoby Brissett. 2 points
Yeah.
away from piling on. I'm
Oh,
just
boy.
certain it's piling on is what's coming next. And the other killer's catching up. He's only 5 points away. That should come nice and quick with Block and Mighty Blow. He's got Block here on Andy Dalton, the Red Rocket.
Red Rocket.
And then he's actually a little light on the goblins. He must have lost some goblins.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
Like, it's a good... His core rats and troll are looking pretty good. Wrestle on Thies Creep. What is that? That's a standard name that he accidentally took, I think.
Maybe. Yeah.
Just waiting for that guy to die.
Yeah.
So you can put in, I don't know, Geno Smith. This team seems prime for Geno Smith. I'm just saying.
Oh, Geno Smith.
That's right.
Coming out.
He's your
coming
problem
out.
now.
Ugh. As a flat earther. Now that he's on the Giants.
That's right. Oh, thank
What a
God he's
jerk.
not on the Jets anymore when he said that.
Oh my
We don't need that. It's a new era of no dummy drama with the Jets.
Smack on my head.
Yeah, and then we got the two-head goblin, which is kind of one of the staples of your Underworld teams. I'd say you need more of them, honestly, but maybe Scars it.
Well,
You could probably get a level on pretty quick.
he used to have some more, but Nags died.
Oh, Nag.
He was a two heads, big hand
Yeah, he was great.
goblin. Mm-hmm.
Rip, little buddy.
Pieces.
Rip in pieces. He's got his 3 rerolls. You might even consider, if you get cash rich at some point, getting that up to 4 with Underworld. It's one of the few teams I'm like okay with them carrying 4, though maybe it's a little opulent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think they're shaping up pretty good. Anything else you want to talk about with these guys? Got a level 3 stadium with no enhancement. So there's that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess maybe you don't
I
know
love the
what
level
your
3 stadium.
enhancement is going to be, or maybe you got rid of one that you used to have, but get a thing. Get a stadium.
Yeah. I mean, that the level 3 stadium makes your games a lot of fun to watch.
What would you take?
As Underworld?
Yeah.
Well,
I was going to say
you want to avoid
weather
any of the
dome.
GFI things. Like, neither of those are good for you. You don't want other people taking advantage of Elfgrass, and you don't want to take your guys are too prone to GFIing to take Astra Granite. The weather thing, maybe, but I think you kind of, especially since you can get like big hand 2 heads goblins, the weather
That's
might
true.
even benefit you.
Takes a backseat, yeah.
Like, just like it may be more disadvantageous to your opponent than it would be to you to have rain or snow isn't so great, but rain or even things like sweltering heat or whatnot potentially hurt beefier teams way more than they hurt you. I'd say a bribe stadium would be what I would do. Because you have good secret weapons that you can induce, and you've got you are a fouling team. You should be fouling with a goblin really every decent opportunity that you get. So I would think about the bribe stadium.
It's an idea.
So I don't know. That'd be my guess. That's probably what I would do.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Well, hey, Bad QB Squad, we're glad to have you back. Glad to cover you again. And now I think we've touched base on all of the teams.
Yeah.
In the grade 8s.
Grade 8s.
All right. So, then I guess that takes us to picks.
Yeah.
Picks.
PP.
They took a L, but tonight I bounce back, boy. I've been broke as hell, catch the check and bounce back. D-Town LAX, every week I bounce back. If you a real one, then you know how to bounce back.
All right. Oh, no. A game just finished in the time we've been recording.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Don't look. Just put a little piece of black tape on your monitor where that one score is. It's totally a good idea, even if it's not painter's tape. All right, so let's start off with the Fallen Wonders and Bad QB Squad, the guys we were just talking about. Fallen Wonders are the Amazon team.
So no tackle on the Bad QB Squad, which means this is going to be push fest.
How much tackles on the Wonders?
Is it one? It's one. One tackle.
Yeah, so it is a push fest.
Yeah, push fest. I think I'm still going to go with the Amazon, though. They have their 12-man bench. Got a lot of skills, a lot of Blodge players. It's gonna be hell.
Yeah, I mean the Bad QB Squad has some removal potential, and they still have 1/2 head goblin that can just shoot right through. I feel like you're making the right pick, and I'm going to just pick against you anyway. And I'm going to go with, since we did the spotlight this week, and I'm feeling it. I want to see that level on that troll. I'm taking Bad QB Squad to at least level a troll and maybe win a game.
All right.
Yeah. So who's that? That takes us what? To Mounted Tetons and Dead Wrestlers next? How you feeling there?
Yeah. Next up, we got Mounted Tetons and Dead Wrestler Society.
Yeah.
How you feeling about this Orcs and Lizards matchup?
I mean, I'm very torn. I like Draenar's team a lot. I like Orcs a lot. And this Mounted Tetons is in a lot of ways, a pretty scary Orc team. I think I'm going to go that way. I think I'm just going to, be racially biased and pick the Orcs.
This is an Orc team with 4 Orc Blitzers that all have 4 tackle.
Yeah, this is a skink killing Orc team. I mean, I have one,
tackle,
so I know what it's like.
and Mighty Blow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
brutal.
Skunting.
And the Dead Wrestlers have some good skinks too, so they might even have to think about this game in kind of a protective nature.
Yeah.
Where they need to make sure those good skinks aren't getting murdered all game. They do have very good sources as well, and that can present matchup problems for the Orcs, but these Orcs are pretty well suited to actually play a Lizard team and remove all the skinks by the end of the game.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stick with the Orcs on this one. What about you?
I'm going to do the same. That Orc team is really scary.
I think it's a sound pick. Sorry, Draenor. We love you. I like your team a lot, too. It's just this is not a good matchup.
The one thing that might work in Draenor's favor is that 4 Black Orcs, only 1 level on all 4 of them, and it's a guard. So Draenor has almost all of his sources have block. The one that doesn't has 5 strength. So
Right.
That's advantage Draenor, but I mean, those blitzers are so good.
Well, I think Draenar's going to need some early removal luck, and then
Yeah.
get those orcs kind of on their heels, and then that's when orcs tend to really struggle.
Yeah.
And so if he can manage that early, he can shift the kind of the balance of the game. But if it doesn't happen early, it's just going to be a matter of time until those skinks get removed.
Yeah.
That's my Farsight prediction.
I like it.
All right, we will not bother picking Rouge's Gallery. Congratulations.
Oh no.
Versus Frozen Dead North. So on to Castlevania Creeps and Respectable Gents.
Yeah.
Yeah, this sounds like a pretty fun game, actually.
Got some vamps, some chaos.
Some fun and some punching and some sucking of blood. Man, I don't remember enough about the creeps.
So they are vamps with 4 vampires, shit ton of thralls, and his vampires all have block. One of them has dodge might blow, one of them has plus movement, one of them has
Right.
a passing skill. What is that?
Yeah.
Pass.
It's got pass. That's right. We were talking about how every vampire team we've ever covered has pass. And yeah, we know the gents pretty well. I don't know. This is toughy. I think I'm gonna go with the gents on this one. Really, really, just because I think the Castlevania creeps are probably due for a bloodlust fest, and the respectable gents have removal power and are going to kind of feast on those thralls. And so it's probably just not their day. Probably not the day for the Castlevania creeps. That's my guess. What about you? What do you think?
Fuck. Okay, so the creeps are the vamps.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the gents, you picked the gents. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Gents do not have a lot of skills, and they just lost a Chaos Warrior, so he's got 3.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and the other one, and one of the ones that he's got is niggled. Double niggled, in fact.
It doesn't matter.
Alistair Conkwell gets conked well on his head and smashed both his knees. But I'm sorry, gents, but I'm taking the creeps.
Well, I think your pick is better researched than mine. But once again, I'm picking with my heart.
Yeah.
They're going to overcome their bad luck and their dead best. That was their best Chaos Warrior, wasn't it?
It was like a
man.
Block guard one, something, yeah.
Block Mighty Blow, and I think he even leveled posthumously.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
With the MVP.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we'll split. I'll stick to my guns. And then, yeah, that finally brings us to Thunderstrike, which is their Chorfs, right?
Yep, Wolfram Ajax.
Yep, that sounds right. And our Kislev friends, the Siberian Hopscotch Mafia.
Yep.
Who you taking?
I mean,
Who you got?
taking a look at these Nyx color Chorf team with a shit ton of Mighty Blow and a shit ton of Piling On
Yeah.
versus a whole bunch of Nancy-pansy naked boys.
They're performers. They're circus folk. They need the mobility and the ability to jump, baggy pants, soft shoes.
That said, this Kislev team does have a lot more survival skills than most of the ones I've come across. It's got quite a bit of block, some guard, some dodge. But man, I gotta go. You know what? I'm gonna pick the tie here because I think Thunderstrike is gonna pound these circus folk into the dirt, but he's still a Chorf team that does not have a plus agi bull centaur, so I can imagine him stalling out at one score, and meanwhile the Kislev are going to be able to get themselves in position to score relatively easily.
Right, because they have those defensive skills and the mobility that they need to kind of make moves.
Yeah, some diving tackle wrestle pieces and whatnot. But it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, no, I think Ty's actually a good pick there. I'm gonna go ahead and make a pick and say, because I'm brave and not cowardly, like Jimmy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gafar.
I'm gonna pick the Kislev. I like your logic. I think they're gonna translate it into a win. And the Thunderstrike are gonna get stuck in the mud. I'm also predicting it's gonna rain in this game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they get stuck in the mud. There's been a lot of rainy games. Like, of the ones I watched, I feel like many of them were rainy. So it's just that time of year. It's wintertime.
Which one of these teams has a sure hands player?
Thunderstrike.
Yeah, he sure does. Not the Kislev. So the
He
rain
had it on a
actually
Hobgoblin, if I remember.
favors. Yeah, the rain never actually favors the Thunderstrike though.
Yeah. Until that guy gets removed.
Oh wow. Well.
Yeah. That's my advice. Remove that guy in the
work on.
rain. Making a lot of presumptions here, but we're just going to carry them all over.
They have many force agility players on this Kislev team, so never mind. But still,
They got enough.
they got enough.
All right.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's all the grade 8 picks for this week. And so we did it. A little rusty, a little tired, a little hungover. But we did it. We got the episode done. I want to thank everybody for tuning in yet again for the Punchmans report. It's been a good week of first action. The enthusiasm in both these divisions is fantastic. Keep it coming. Keep talking to us. Keep letting us know what's happening. The signal to noise can be tricky sometimes, so DMs is definitely preferred to tagging us in Rel Chat. Though that's fine. You can talk to us in Rel Chat. You want to talk to the world, talk to it there. But if you want me to actually be able to go back and find that information and then maybe make a highlight or anything else, send me a DM and just let me know, because that's the best way to organize my stuff. But again, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you, Jimmy, for hanging out and doing the show.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Well, I don't have you. We're partners. We're partners in crime, partners in shine, partners on a dime.
Having me. You rhymed. There you go.
I did. I found a way to make a rhyme at the end of the show. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll just do a random rhyme. All right. So we'll catch you guys. Have some fun punching, and we'll get back to munching. Oh man, that didn't work at all. All right, just get out of here.
Going up and up.
Yeah.
Your rhyming stock.
Yeah, it was, and it just crashed, like when our president put tariffs on aluminum. All right, see, topical show too. All right, get out of here, you guys. We'll catch you next week. Later.
Scamps. What's that line? You bought a whole seat, but you only need the front.
You only
or
need
the edge.
Yeah. No, we sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge. That's yeah. I think that's like an old 50s sci-fi trailer kind of, or like like white knuckle thriller thing. It's become very popular around these parts. I was trying to avoid saying it, just so.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Walked right into that with my not even knowing what the hell it was called.
No, it's just everybody says it, so I'm trying to keep it fresh.
All right. Well, you can cut that right out.
I might. Who knows? Maybe this will be in the outtakes.